The Galactic Council had seen many species rise and fall across the stars, but none quite like the humans. When they first arrived at the great station orbiting Proxima 7, the assembled delegates barely glanced up from their discussions. Another primitive species seeking membership, they assumed. Another collection of beings who would need centuries of guidance before contributing anything meaningful to galactic civilization. Ambassador Krell of the Vorthon Empire regarded the human delegation with mild interest. The creatures were smaller than most spacefaring species, lacking the natural armor of the Kreks or the psychic abilities of the Mindari. Their technology seemed adequate but unremarkable. Their representative, introduced simply as Tom, appeared nervous as he approached the speaking platform. "Honored Council," Tom began, his voice carrying clearly through the translation matrix. "Humanity requests consideration for membership in your alliance. We offer our knowledge, our friendship, and our commitment to peace among the stars." Several delegates exchanged knowing looks. Peace. Every species claimed to want peace when they first arrived. The Vorthon had learned long ago that peace was a luxury only the strong could afford. Krell's own people had conquered 17 systems before earning their seat on the council, and they were hardly the most aggressive members present. "Your species shows promise," Krell replied with practiced diplomacy. "But the council requires demonstration of worthiness. Too many civilizations have claimed peaceful intentions only to prove themselves weak when tested." Tom nodded, as if expecting this response. "What would you have us do?" The question hung in the air for a moment before Delegate Voss of the Apex Coalition leaned forward. The Apex were known throughout the galaxy for their fighting prowess, having never lost a single military engagement. Their homeworld was a death trap of predators that had forged them into the ultimate warriors. "There is a creature," Voss said, his scarred features twisting into what might have been a smile. "On the prison world of Titan's Edge. We call it the Reaper. It has killed every prisoner sent to that facility for the past decade. No weapon can harm it, no cage can hold it. If your species can tame this beast, we will consider your application seriously." The other delegates murmured their agreement. It was an impossible task, of course. The Reaper stood 12 feet tall, with razor-sharp claws and hide tough enough to deflect plasma bolts. Its intelligence rivaled that of most sentient species, making it even more dangerous. Sending the humans to face it was essentially a death sentence, but it would prove whether they possessed any useful qualities. Tom accepted the challenge without hesitation. 3 standard weeks later, the Council received word that a human ship had arrived at Titan's Edge. The prison warden, a grizzled Krex named Torvin, prepared for another funeral. He had grown tired of cleaning up the remains left by the Reaper, but the Council's orders were absolute. The human who disembarked was not Tom, but a woman who introduced herself as Lisa. She was even smaller than the ambassador, carrying only a simple pack and wearing unremarkable clothing. Torvin almost felt sorry for her. "The creature is in the deepest level," he explained as they descended through the facility. "We'll seal you in with it. Standard procedure." Lisa nodded calmly. "How long do I have?" Previous attempts lasted anywhere from 30 seconds to 4 minutes, Torvin replied honestly. The record holder was a Vorthon warrior who managed to climb a wall before. "I understand." Lisa's voice remained steady. "Could you show me the observation feeds from previous encounters?" Torvin was surprised by the request but complied. They watched several recordings of the Reaper in action. The creature moved with terrifying grace, its attacks coordinated and brutal. It seemed to enjoy the hunt, toying with its victims before delivering the final blow. "Interesting," Lisa murmured. "It's playing." Playing. Torvin had never considered that interpretation. Look at the body language, the way it circles before attacking. This isn't just hunting behavior. It's expressing dominance, establishing hierarchy. Lisa paused the recording. "On my world, we have creatures that behave similarly." Torvin sealed Lisa into the chamber as protocol demanded, then retreated to the observation deck. Through the reinforced viewing port, he watched the human walk calmly into the center of the room. The Reaper emerged from the shadows, its yellow eyes fixed on this new prey. What happened next would be discussed in military academies for generations to come. Instead of running or fighting, Lisa sat down. She simply lowered herself to the floor and waited. The Reaper approached cautiously, confused by this unprecedented behavior. It circled her, growling low in its throat, but she remained motionless. Minutes passed. The creature's growls grew less threatening, more questioning. It had never encountered prey that refused to play its game. Slowly, carefully, Lisa reached into her pack and withdrew something Torvin couldn't quite see. The Reaper's demeanor changed instantly. Its ears perked up and it made a sound that was almost happy. Lisa tossed the object across the room, and the massive predator bounded after it like an oversized pet. They were playing fetch. Over the following hours, Lisa established herself as the pack leader through techniques that seemed impossibly simple. She controlled resources, set boundaries, and rewarded good behavior. The Reaper, for all its intelligence and ferocity, responded to the same fundamental social structures that governed pack animals throughout the universe. By the end of the day, the creature was following her commands. When the Council received Torvin's report, they dismissed it as impossible. When they viewed the security footage, they fell silent. The human had not conquered the Reaper through superior firepower or technology. She had understood it, communicated with it, and ultimately gained its loyalty through patience and intelligence. Ambassador, Tom smiled when he received word of humanity's acceptance into the Galactic Council. The other species were beginning to understand what made humans unique. They didn't always need to be the strongest or the most advanced. Sometimes, being the smartest about relationships was enough. The galaxy would never be quite the same.